Here's a video that I find truly important and necessary to convey to you, so that you can realize the danger of rabies and have appropriate prevention plans. Perhaps when someone is bitten by a dog, the first sentence you hear most often is to check if that dog dies or shows any symptoms. If so, go get vaccinated immediately. So why does the dog die after biting a person? You might think that dying after biting is like a bee. After stinging a person, it drops dead. But dogs are not like that. Why does a dog eat when biting a person? We will find out about rabies. Basically, rabies is simply caused by a virus named rabies. Just kidding, that virus isn't actually named rabies, but people call it the rabies virus. Perhaps you don't need to care about its scientific name because that's not very important. Just like how you don't need to know exactly at what frequency 5 transmits information. You just need to know that a full HD movie takes only 10 seconds to download. And that's enough in short. Rabies is caused by a type of rabies virus. The most important thing that we must pay attention to and care about is that rabies is extremely dangerous. Regarding its origin, realistically speaking, we can only guess. Finding out exactly where the virus first popped out is difficult. However, it originates from animals and can spread to other animal species through saliva. And the animal species most susceptible to rabies and most likely to transmit rabies is the dog. Statistics show that there will be a period when dogs bite people and more people get infected with rabies than usual. That is the period from May to August. Why is that? It is because this is the mating season of dogs. As you know, rabies can be transmitted through many ways, including saliva. So during the mating season, dogs will interact with other dogs more. Furthermore, dogs have the characteristic of using their tongue to lick everything. So, with both contact and random licking, the probability of catching the disease is significantly higher. Thus, during the mating season of dogs, they interact with each other a lot. So, the ability to transmit rabies will be stronger, just like the COVID epidemic in humans. If we interact with each other a lot, the transmissibility will be higher, while limiting contact limits the epidemic. When a dog catches the virus from another dog, it will have 2 types of manifestations. One is dog suffering from dumb rabies will be sad, depressed, gradually become paralyzed, and slowly. For those dogs unlucky not to get this type of rabies, although they cannot be saved, it is lucky that they do not harm humans. However, the second type of rabies is actually terrifying. Dogs suffering from furious rabies. Even gentle dogs that we often raise, if unfortunately infected with furious rabies, will turn from being gentle and happy to becoming hot-tempered and often acting out of control. Just a strange sign can startle them, or they might run away from home. With this furious type, the dog is very prone to biting other people unreasonably. When in the early stage of rabies, it will be hot-tempered and sensitive. As mentioned above, next the dog will move to a more severe stage, which is paralysis and death. That is the reason dogs usually die after biting people. It is not that after biting people. The dog gets poisoned and dies, but because it contracted rabies, became aggressive, bit people, and died at the same time. The rabies disease killed the dog out therefore. People are very concerned about the signs and expressions of the dog. After it bites, the person will have appropriate prevention measures. If the dog shows abnormal signs and dies after biting a person, it can be seen that the dog had rabies die in those cases. The bitten person needs to go immediately to a medical center to get the rabies vaccine and have appropriate treatment measures. Basically, if one contracts rabies, there is no chance for a cure. Rabies brings a mortality rate of almost 100% dog, so instead of hoping for a cure, we should be careful to prevent rabies by vaccinating both people and our house dogs. Because if our house dog gets infected, the owner can also get infected since the dog frequently shows infection to the owner by hugging and licking all over the body. If you are unfortunately bitten by a dog, it is best to get the rabies vaccination immediately. Do not wait until the dog shows signs of rabies, because by then, the injection might be too late. In general, once the rabies is contracted, there is no hope. The only way is prevention. If a gentle dog suddenly home is aggressive and sensitive to even the smallest movements, you must pay attention immediately, isolate it, and not let the dog bite people. And during the time from May to August, please limit your dog's contact with other dogs, especially stray dogs wandering on the street. Hope this video is useful to you. Thank you for watching the video. Goodbye and see you again.